Hey guys, how's it going? This is AntDude and welcome to the final episode of Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland. We're diving into Rainbow Resort. Now, at the end of Orange Ocean, I kept talking about, oh, it's so weird that the theme switches so drastically. Realistically, it does kind of lead in to this because the entirety of this area is sort of this mystical space-like atmosphere, as you can tell already by the little bit of graphic that you can see. So we're gonna dive in. We're gonna have a good time. I really like this world too. It's nice that they still end off the game on a pretty strong note. Like we already have some typical stuff of here's a little playroom for the laser. So the design philosophy still sort of remains the same, but now we just get to actually finish the game. So that's cool. Also, did I say that the switches end in the last area? Because I don't think that's true. I'm pretty sure we're actually about to hit a switch now. Dang it. That's gonna need to be annotated or something. Oops. Alright, so what we gotta do here, one of the more complex ones to get, I guess. We gotta take Beam to the end, and then we'll need to get Fireball, which is going to be... Where is he at? I guess he was earlier on. Oh, yeah, he's gonna show up again. Yep. Because he keeps respawning while I'm doing this. The jerk. No! 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 Dang it. Alright, I'll just get it again. But... Okay, so like... The stars, when you get hit, bounce in a trajectory that goes like at a 45-degree angle every single time like that. The odds of it constantly leaving and heading out to an area that makes it harder to get, as opposed to just, bouncing right back to where you are. I don't get it. This game is rigged. It's clearly rigged. So I need Beam to do this, because it's really hard without it, and it's still kind of hard with it. So we do that, and then we'll take Fireball to that metal box. It was weirder in the NES game because they didn't differentiate the metal boxes from the other boxes I just broke. So they're all the same exact tile, I should keep you, because I don't know. Except you just had to know that Fireball was going to be breaking that one. And again, I made a foolish mistake. I thought we were done with switches. Oops, I gotta fix that in post, but that's fine. Wouldn't be the first mistake I've made. No. What are the odds? Sweet, didn't want to do that. We're good though. Nope. Oh my goodness, okay. Blue Waddle Doo, or as I will call him, Blue Doo, shot that beam really, really fast. Did not appreciate that. Level 2. What do we got in here now? Oh, it's time. I think. I certainly hope so. Are you ready for the enemy gauntlet? I hope that's a yes. We're about to fight a mini-boss gauntlet. So it's cooler than enemies, I guess. So it was something, again, I as someone who didn't play Mega Man as a kid, I did not. The whole idea of enemy gauntlets was very new to me. Well, actually, no, that's not even true, because Kirby did it. So I guess in my mind, it was just something that Kirby did. So now we just fight, not every main boss, but we fight, like, I'm pretty sure every mini-boss. And it's cool. It's such a, it's a very minute way of hyping up the final area of a platformer. Just fight the guys you already fought again and do it in a row. Not many other ways you can make a platformer feel epic on a broad scale. Like, just fighting everything again. It kind of works. Also, this music, this is not... Is this the music that plays? I don't think it plays... This is King Dedede's theme. I don't think they play this on the NES game. I could be, wrong. Again, I've been wrong multiple times in the past. As evidenced by 5 minutes ago. Alright, so now that we don't have abilities that can just wreck people, now it's gonna get kind of tough. Okay. That was some awesome sweet spot I hit in between Bonkers and his hammer. That was kind of cool. You ain't got nothing, you overgrown ape. One more time. One more time. Awesome. I'm waiting. Boom. The rare and elusive hammer is, Fire Lion? No, it's Throw Elephant. Oh, no, 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 nope, you don't get the chance. Not happening. Alright, so now we got throw, because now we're gonna fight Bugsy, and now we get to take. It's kind of messed up. So we get to take, because after he does 2 moves, he's gonna do 1 more. I guess that was it. He's gonna shoot off 2 bugs spawn, and then we get to take his kids and just chuck them back at him at extreme velocity. It's very satisfying, but very twisted. Do it again. Hey, bada bada, swing! And he's done. Actually, backdrop may not have been the best option, because throw is easier to attack with. Fire Lion! Yeah, backdrop is actually a really bad idea, so we're not gonna even bother. Because then you have to obviously be inside of the enemy to attack it, and I would rather not constantly be at the risk of dying. Oh. I always liked his jumping animation, because every boss obviously has this thing where they have like stars shoot up. He just collapses onto the ground face first, and that's how you take advantage of him. The poor guy, he wants to give it his best, but he keeps just falling on his head. That's bad, that's like constant concussions. Also, as a kid, always thought this mini-boss tower was a lot bigger than it is, and I always do that because I keep thinking there's a secret, and there never is. Is there a... Oh no, the star would be too close to this, so there's no secret there. And away we go! But we did it! That was a big success! And I think we're entitled to a nap. Don't you agree? Oh. Never mind. Is there a nap guy here? There isn't. Dang it. So I guess that's the next level. I was trying to be cool and saying, hey, I'm overdue for a nap, and then the little nap guy shows up. I get to finally show that off. Maybe it's here? Is it? It's time for a nap, guys! Let's take a nap. And there we go. We just... Phew! I was waiting for this. Because didn't the nap enemies show up later in the game, or earlier in the game, and I was like, I'll show it off later. I was waiting for that. I was waiting for this specific moment, and I got to show it off. Now I wonder, we're talking about how you can manipulate the mix ability. What would, let's see. That was also masterful inhaling I did right there. Ball. Okay. Whatever you say, game. Now it's, boy. Now it's always funny, I mentioned Parasol in the last episode, how people consider it to be pretty bad. Whenever I see some people talking about the worst abilities in a Kirby game, the natural instinct is to put sleep as the number 1, and I get it. It's absolutely useless, but I feel like when you consider worst, I feel like worst would have to be something that's bad with the intention of being good. So I can kind of understand Parasol in that aspect, but come on, you're taking sleep a little bit too seriously. I think sleep is hilarious, and it's in like almost every Kirby. Well, no, it's not actually. It took a big hiatus, didn't it? Because I don't think it was in Superstar, and I feel like remembering thinking that it made its grand return in Return to Dreamland, where you can then manipulate it to where like his snot bubble can increase. They did what they could with sleep, all right? It's not that bad. There's my rant on the sleep ability. Come on. Now this is a weird level. I know I'm sort of rambling throughout the rest of the levels. This one is an odd one because I'm pretty sure I mentioned earlier how like, oh, I messed up. This isn't an enemy gauntlet. It's a mini boss gauntlet. This kind of is an enemy gauntlet because there's like 4 or 5 of these like circular rooms that you just need to get through. Because there's that. Now we got the pigs. And this is the only area in the game that I kind of found Ball to be useful. Because it's an easy way to plow through these enemies. That's about it. It's a very odd design. That guy is... The top left and top right, and bottom right, they're all stuck in permanent loop. They're stuck in those corners. I wanted to see if I can get past him and just leave him. Because that's worse than death, really. So, alright, that one can stay. I took out all of his friends. He has to stay. That sucks. That is legitimate torture, but hey man, shouldn't be getting in my way like that. As opposed to this, which is actually Could be pretty bad. Ah, dang it. Okay. Whew, we made it. Sweet. Alright, so I do remember, actually, now that I'm getting closer to it, there is one more switch. And I believe it's in the very final level. I don't think it's tied to the fuse. I could be wrong. Again. Oh, God. This layout is different. This is not how the NES game is laid out. The NES game just throws me into those wind tunnels. Whereas now I'm climbing up a vertical shaft before doing so. What is this? This is different, right? Like, I'm not going crazy. I do not remember this in the slightest. I guess they got rid of it. Because I remember, they give you, like, it's either fireball or wheel, and they put you in a bunch of wind tunnels that go either up or down, and you just gotta make it out alive, obviously. I don't remember that structure, so if they actually changed the level design, that's kind of cool, I guess. It's when you remake a game like this, you gotta balance that knife's edge of, like, how much do you really want to change to make it worthwhile for old players? And I guess to occasionally be surprises like that, it's kind of worth it. This part kind of sucks. Okay, sweet, I got the third one. That's nice. Because if you mistime it, yep. If you mistime it, that could happen. Because all the other ones are like, oh no, I'm about to fall, and then they fall. That one jerk shows up on the screen pre-falling animation. It's a very bad move, and I fell for it again. It shows you how bad it is. That one too! Okay, I'm alive. Whoo! All is safe in the kingdom. Random wheel boss. Wheelie, you're done. You have your kid cheering you on in the bottom there. Although, to be fair, he does not have your eyes. He has blue eyes, you have green eyes. I think, you gotta find out who the real father is. I don't think that's really working out for you. Boom. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pretty sure, is the final mini-boss of the game. Also, no, here is that section. I don't remember that section of the last level, though. Huh. Maybe a faulty memory. I don't know. Or maybe the graphics tricked me up. Because this part obviously looks a whole lot different than it did in the NES game. Swoo! Nope. I tricked him. Oh boy, here we go. Okay, so the Switch is definitely not tied to this. But, maybe they made it slightly easier. Maybe the fuse takes longer to get there. I have to fireball through these platforms. Ah! I actually almost had it, if it wasn't for that stupid... Okay, just, yeah, make your way by. See? Because you can't. That final stretch is a pain. And you can't use laser. Because you're not fast enough then to go over here. I don't know. I do not know how to do this. I've never gotten it. And I guess you could also argue like, oh, you should just check online how to do it. Honestly, I'm kind of cool with this being this mystery of that I've just never been able to solve as a kid and just leave it as that. Because I did do it once or twice as a kid because I know exactly what's in there because I've gotten it before. It's like 3 1-ups. Or 5 even, maybe. Because I know I can't... It's just one more, we'll try one more time with Fireball. One time with Laser. Then call it quits. We're gonna try one more time with Fireball without me being chased by that guy. Because that's mean. Awesome. Sweet. I'm gonna die trying this stupid thing. Okay, I can't. That timing is ridiculous. So we're gonna try you. Not like it's gonna be any better. Yep. Not happening. Unless maybe I fireball and then don't fireball my way through the platforms? Maybe? It's a last-ditch effort. That failed. One more time. Welcome to 10 minutes of doing this. Yep, okay. It's harder to not fireball through the platforms. It actually is legitimately harder to not fireball through the platforms. Alright, fine. One more go. Yeah, because you can't... If you're able to cancel out of the fireball animation, then... What? Maybe I deserve that, but that was crap. Also, Maybe I'm also a complete idiot. Maybe I use you. Because even still, I feel like I've never gotten this as a... Or only occasionally gotten this as a kid. So I don't think it's going to make it that much easier. No. See, it's still by a fraction. So I'm not that incompetent. But this is probably how you're supposed to do it. Okay. See... If you look back, I got in the canon on, like, the frame that it made it. So, that was just really clutch. I'll take it. Again, I could have looked that up as a kid. Or looked that up recently. But as a kid, it was always this anomaly in my head. And I guess I didn't want to ruin that. I wanted to keep it that crazy secret. Maybe I just ruined it by now finalizing that I need to have fire instead of burning. Whatever. The more we get accomplished in this Let's Play, the better. But now in the final level here, I always go in without any abilities, because it makes it kind of cool, I guess. Because we dive in, boom. Welcome to Kirby Dream Land 1. Now again, as a kid, this was the coolest damn thing. You don't ever really see a game show up in another game. Like back then, I never really got to see games reference other games besides, again, Mario bringing back old enemies and music. This I got to play through truncated segments of previous levels. That's really awesome. So we're still in greens, and now here we go. This is, Castle Lololo. Oh god, I should know this. Yeah, okay, I think I got it. So it's Castle Lololo. Then we have Float Island. Oh god, I should know this. I feel bad. Here we go, here's Float Island. And then it's Cloudy... Oh god! I feel bad for not knowing this. And the thing is, this level, honestly, is not as cool in this version, because all the sprites are the classic, and like, 8-bit sprites from Dreamland. It's kind of cooler in the NES game when the sprites are still 8-bit, but they're just colored. Now we just sort of look out of place. That's just how I view it, I guess. Also, I always take out those blocks to the left right there, because there's a secret in Dreamland, but never here. And I keep wishing it was. What is this? This is Cloudy something. Ah! At least most of the names came back to me. It's not Cloudy Tops, because not like Cloud Tops, but... whatever. We're getting to the end here. And the secret and final... The final switch is up here. I don't know how I could have forgotten this. Because the secret that was presented in Dreamland, which was pretty cool back then too, as I can't stop getting hit, is if you go up to the moon, you enter it, and you fall down, ba-boom. You don't get this, like, this shower of fruits and stuff. But it's the next best thing. It's another switch. It's the final switch. And we're done. Very short. Really not that difficult. But it's really cool fan service. Nowadays, Kirby is doing a lot of fan service. Like, Triple Deluxe really did that. But it's something that I guess Kirby didn't really do much after this, except for they did remake most of Dreamland in Superstar, which was kind of neat. You guys ready? Let's dive in. Let's beat the crap out of this giant penguin. With this, like, MIDI-fied, like this much simpler sounding version of Melee's Found a Dreams remix. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh god, this is going poorly. He's a lot smaller in the NES game. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is the Melee version of this song that they had to sample it down to fit on a Game Boy Advance. But it certainly sounds like it. Let's go. Oh. It is also kind of neat too, I guess, that King Dedede messed with the Fountain of Dreams, and then I guess just stayed here throughout the entire adventure. He knew I was coming. He knew that despite giving some of the star pieces to his friends, one of which, again, is a tree, that I would inevitably come to stop him. This is also one of the last times, it still happens occasionally, that King Dedede is the bad guy. In Dreamland 2, which is the next game, he gets manipulated. In some of the spin-offs, he's typically the bad guy. But, after this, he's just sort of known as the the has-been bad guy who gets manipulated by more evil forces. That was fierce. How are you not dead? One more time. It was more, this fight was made a little bit cooler in the NES game because bosses had hit points too, and not a health bar. And I believe, like, Dedede had twice the number of hit points that you did. Made it seem like you were really fighting someone powerful. Now he has the same size health bar as everyone else. And now he's dead. Boom. But we're not done yet! That's not the end of the game! Welcome to World 8, the Fountain of Dreams. Kinda cool that they actually make a cutscene here. I guess they don't in this version, but in the NES game, it has those borders, but then transitions to a full screen. As a kid, I always perceived it as just as cool. They took the typical level introduction and then made it in-game. I don't know. I think Kirby is cooler than he is. But also, we resurrected, not resurrected, Nightmare. That's the reason why King Dedede wanted to stop Kirby. Was not for his own evil intentions, was to stop Nightmare. This evil ball of stars. I mentioned in the last episode, about making Kirby's adventure seem bigger than it is. This certainly did that, because now I'm flying through space. Mario didn't do this stuff back then. Well, Mario Land 2, just to save those comments. But now we're slowly careening back towards Earth. Or Popstar, I guess. Now if I were to take a long time, I guess I can see how long it takes. I don't know how long it typically does take, but we will eventually, the Earth will slowly, or whatever, Popstar will slowly come closer to us, and we'll get squished by it. But I don't really want to wait for that to happen. Actually, I can kill him, it doesn't even matter. Because we're still moving anyway, so if we don't get out of here fast enough. Is that it? Yep, there's the platform. And it just slowly pushes you up. And if it gets past halfway, you can't get the warp star. You just have to accept death. There we go. Now we're fighting on the moon. I don't really know where we were fighting, because now we're still in space on another planet, but we were already on another planet. Maybe Popstar has multiple moons. I don't know. But now, we fight Nightmare, or as the Kirby anime would put it, enemy was the enemy organization, wasn't it? Because it was very odd, like, okay, so he looks very devilish. I'm gonna put that out there. This is the first instance of Kirby bosses looking way out of Kirby's element. Like, it's ridiculous how demonic they make some of these Kirby bosses. But, he did have a small cameo appearance in Kirby Right Back At Ya, the anime, as the leader behind, the force that Dedede would always go to try stopping Kirby. Gotta clobber that there Kirby. He showed up occasionally, and I guess this is not his name, but the enemy force was called NME. The letter N, the letter N, the letter M, the letter E. How clever is that? I always hated that, even as a small child. Alright, so now let's actually fight the boss. So there's two ways of fighting him. You just gotta wait for him to unveil himself, to uncloak himself, where he has like that weird dark matter showing under him. I can jump into him with that, which does a good amount of damage, or I could jump up and shoot a star beam, which does more damage. So I try to do that, but sometimes you have a very small window of attack. But for the most part, we're doing pretty fine. Doing a pretty good job. The music is really epic too. Again, this has no place in a Kirby game, I will admit that, but it's really cool. Only one more shot and then he's done. It's a very simple pattern you can see. Not too much. Oh boy, actually. Every time I say something. Only one more hit, guy. Down to me and you. Do something simple. Boom. I saw that coming, because you repeat the same 5 moves every time. And now Nightmare is done. Until the anime. And then he shows up again. You know how it all goes. But we did it, guys! Oh, now the moon is exploding. Don't you hate when that happens? Oh, hey. The game casually stops you to say, hey, you beat the game. 100%. See? I am kind of crap at Kirby games, but I'm good at them too. Boom. We unlocked an extra mode. I'll talk about that when all is said and done. Hey! And that's how the moon got its crescent shape. Evidently. And you have this, and you have Sonic Adventure 2. The moon is just this victim when it comes to mascot platformers. Our hero Kirby has fought bravely to recover the Star Rod, but King Dedede didn't mean any harm. He's a peaceful penguin. He certainly wasn't trying to harm the Fountain of Dreams. When you say certainly, it seems like you're lying. It all began when the nightmares appeared in the fountain. And who likes nightmares? The nightmares rode the currents of the Fountain of Dreams, wreaking havoc and tormenting the residents of Dreamland. I love this ending cutscene, by the way. With King Dedede when he hid the Star Rod, the power source of the Fountain of Dreams, he was actually hiding it safely away from the nightmares. Borrowing King Dedede's power, Kirby managed to defeat the nightmares. That's right, because we're awesome like that. Now the Star Rod is returned to the fountain, everyone's dreams will return. So fluff up your pillow and get ready for a good night's sleep. Away we go. We do a nice long throw. It lands perfectly in the Fountain of Dreams. And I guess, again, as a kid, I didn't really get to experience end-of-game cutscenes too often. The games typically just ended, like Mario, for instance. But you have this little bit here, and again, Kirby's adorable. It's just awesome stuff. And now we have the credits. And now we get to see Kirby wrecking bosses in different ways that you wouldn't normally fight them, but still showing that they're really easy. Showing off some advanced tactics too, might I add. The whole idea of cutter and constantly making the cutter go behind you is cool stuff. So yeah, that is Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland. Obviously, it is a very, very awesome game. I mean, you could probably assume at this point when I think about it, it is awesome. I do still kind of prefer the original, but this obviously has its highlights, like the graphics are fantastic. There are a couple extra modes, like there is Extra Mode, where you play through the whole game with half your health. That is not recommended for me to show, because considering how bad I've been playing this, having only 3 hit points is not recommended. There is a boss rush mode, and then there is also Meta Nightmare, which is like the coolest thing, because you play through the whole game in one run as Meta Knight. Maybe I'll show that off in the future, I don't know. But yeah, that's it. We're gonna wrap this up. Thank you all so much for watching. There will definitely be more Kirby in the future. Hope you all had a good time. I certainly did. And I will catch you dudes next time. Bye-bye.